Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is my usual weekly technical analysis outlook videos in which I will comment on what I think will happen to some FX crosses and equities. As always, before I begin, I want to clarify that this is not a solicitation or recommendation to enter into long or short positions in the names that I will mention in this video, nor do I have existing positions in them. This is not financial advice, and if you're using this content as a guide to trade, you are doing so at your own risk. Alright, let's start. These are the names that I have covered in past videos, and I will do a quick review on each of them. I will also be ceasing coverage on several names as well. Do check them out towards the end of this video. I've put in timestamps, so please use them to skip to the names that interest you. In the video on the 17th of March, I noted that Citigroup's bullish resumption phase over here may be near. I was inaccurate to the extent that price action did fall further, but the bullish pattern, the head and shoulders bottom, remains valid. Now, Citigroup, the last 3 weeks, has bounced off the Ichimoku cloud and this week rallied back above the neckline. I believe Citigroup is now in the bullish resumption phase. The textbook target remains unchanged at 97.49. On 17th of March, I said that Adidas completed a rising wedge and this bearish pattern has a textbook target at 168.55. Adidas fell to a low of 175.95 2 weeks ago, reaching around 87% of its textbook target. This bearish pattern is considered a success, but I will not cease coverage on Adidas just yet. The latest rebound over here is due to price action overextending below the lower Bollinger. Also, this is the correction phase of this bearish pattern, after which comes the bearish resumption phase. I expect upside to lose traction or get rejected by the cloud resistance around the 226.38 level to resume the bearish trend. I have not updated my view on Singapore dollar against the ringgit since the video on the 10th of February. In that video, I said that Sing Ringgit may be forming a head and shoulders top. For this cross, I have to do what I did for Shell in the last video. I will be adjusting the second shoulder from here to here. Now, the second shoulder looks more aligned with the first shoulder. Note that this week's decline over here is a bearish engulfing. In any case, Sing Ringgit still has to close below the neckline at 3.2053 on a weekly basis to be considered technically bearish. In the video on the 8th of March, I noted that dollar real may be forming a head and shoulders top. Due to recent price action development, I will revise the neckline lower from 5.6769 to over here 5.63, and I will be shifting the second shoulder from here to here. The overall bearish pattern remains valid in my view, and if we examine price action development for dollar real, we can see that price action is biased to the downside. After failing to hold above the Ichimoku cloud, in fact, it was rejected very strongly by the Ichimoku cloud and tumbled back below it. Therefore, a downside bias now prevails. Once it closes below the neckline at 5.63, then dollar real will be considered technically bearish. The textbook target is very low at 4.9543. Moving on to 3 names that I will be no longer covering in future videos. Starting off with Intel Corporation, I will cease coverage on Intel. I noted on the 17th of February that it may be forming a double bottom, but recent price action over here has invalidated this bullish pattern. I will cease coverage on Pepsico, which I suspected to be forming a double bottom as well. This bullish pattern was invalidated by the recent sharp decline. Lastly, I will cease coverage on gold because the rising wedge that was completed on the 4th of April was eventually invalidated via a breakout above the resistance trendline. That's the end of my sharing. I will give updates to these crosses and names only when there are meaningful development, and in the next video, it will highly likely be on new crosses and new names. If you like what I'm doing, please help me out by giving me a like. Please subscribe and hit the notification button for more videos like this.